Hey, today I'm going to be talking about Lydian Dominant. It's the fourth mode of the melodic minor scale. And here's a deep cut. Sometimes it's called the acoustic scale because the notes of the scale are the 8th through 14 partials of the harmonic series. The more you know. I'm going to be using it from a compositional point of view, as in I want to write a song with it. That's in contrast also to how those modes are usually used, as in with film score music. Now I'm going to be writing an accessible pop song with that mode. Lydian Dominant is the answer to the question, should I use Lydian or Mixolydian? And that answer is, why not both? It comprises the defining feature of Lydian, which is that sharp 4, and the defining feature of Mixolydian, which is the flat 7. Although I think of it more as a Lydian mode, since that sharp 4 is more characteristic than the flat 7, and we get that very characteristic major 2 chord from Lydian, but we don't get the characteristic major 7 chord from Mixolydian. That 7 chord is augmented. But we do get the minor 5 from Mixolydian. So I wrote a song in Lydian Dominant, and I'm going to take you through a journey. We're going to start in C major Ionian, just plain old vanilla C major. This is what the song sounds like. So in C major, it sounds really square. It's almost like a country song. Keep choosing. Also note that the chorus modulates to G minor Aeolian. Now we're going to make that first transformation. We're going to sharp that 4, which gives us C Lydian. And now in Lydian, we're losing that major 4 chord. It becomes a sharp 4 diminished chord. And that might be a little bit too crunchy for that bit of the song. It sounds like this. Keep choosing. So what we can do though is in Lydian, we get access to the major 2 chord, which contains that F sharp, that sharp 4. So it gives which is a lot smoother and also very characteristic of Lydian with that major 2 chord. Another bonus of Lydian is, remember in plain C major, when we transitioned to G minor Aeolian, we started from that F chord that led to the G minor chord. And that's sort of a flat 7 major to 1 minor in G minor Aeolian. And it's a fine transition, it's pretty smooth. But in Lydian, we're going to be transitioning from D major to G minor. So it gives us a major 5 to minor 1 cadence. And that's a lot stronger and has a lot more gravity. We land on that G minor a lot harder. So here's what it sounds like in Lydian. So in my opinion, Lydian is prettier, it's a bit brighter, has that nicer transition into the G minor, and I really like it. But we're not done. There's a final step in our journey. Let's flatten that 7. So now we get Lydian Dominant. It's called Dominant because the 1 chord is now a dominant 7 chord. Gives and now that G chord is going to become G minor because that B is flat. And in the turnaround, instead of E minor, we're going to be using E minor 7 flat 5 because we lost E minor because that B got flat. And it gives something like this. Keep holding your reach. Something a bit rough here. I mean, it works, but that B flat on that A minor chord, it's very dense. It's really rubbing against the A and the C of the chord. So what I did is, instead of using A minor, I used A major here. It rubs a bit less, and it gives us a nice secondary dominant back to D major. Keep holding your reach. That B flat. Rubs, but it's a nice rub. That A major really feels strong there. And we could see that A major as borrowed from like a parallel mode, but that's not really what we're doing here. And the parallel mode would be really weird, like as in what mode or scale in C contains an A major. I think it's the Petrushka scale. I don't know. That's not what I was doing at all. What I'm doing here is a lot simpler. It's not borrowing a chord from the Petrushka scale. It's actually just using a plain and simple secondary dominant to lead us back to the D major chord. Keep to yourself. Keep choosing. Keep Now there's a final thing. The chorus is in G minor Aeolian, and we have to sort of come back to the verse. So how do we do this? So here is the chorus. Leave this place, stamped on your face, for Now notice the turnaround is E flat major, A major, and D, which is very similar to the turnaround of the verse, which is E minor 7 flat 5, A major, and D major. The difference between that diminished E and that E flat major is just one note, that E and E flat. And we're singing a B flat, which is in both chords. So it's essentially the same progression. It acts as the same thing, except the bonus is that E flat major chord is in G minor Aeolian. So it acts as a nice bridge to bring us back to C Lydian dominant. For recall, keep to yourself. We got a full loop back here. Now here's an arranged version of the song with my Taylor, my Gretsch, and my Rickenbacker, and some vocal harmonies. I've also introduced a metric modulation to the song. Sometimes it goes to 3/4. It's to improve the pace of the song, to give it a little more bite, and to give it more forward momentum. Here's what it sounds like. If you remember in plain C Ionian, the song sounded really country. Keep choosing. And now with Lydian Dominant, we really moved far away from that country feel. Keep choosing. Feels a lot more angular and edgy, and it's really cool. I really enjoyed working in this mode. Whoa. I hope you liked it. This was a very fun mode to play with. See you in the next one. Leave this place stamped on your